life as a photographer, which was a little bit more of a kind of a photojournalist documentary photographer. I know after your kind of mountaineering kind of quote unquote career, you moved to Beijing, which is where I am,
Yes.
where we met, and
Yep.
you started to do maybe a few more kind of like newsy assignments and kind of a bit more of a photojournalistic approach for a brief time at least. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say. I think I did photojournalism on and off
Hmm.
for about 10 years, I think.
Okay,
Um,
yeah,
and I love it. I love it because um, it's about information, it's about education, it's
mm.
about telling the world what we see. And um, I really much enjoyed the photojournalist career part of me.
So from that stage of your career, I think it's fair to say that this image is probably one of the ones that is most recognizable of yours. And if I'm not mistaken, it was 2013 that this won the portrait category for the World Press Photo. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that must have been a pretty momentous moment in your career.
It is. I think no one goes in and photograph an assignment thinking that okay, this is World Press Photo award
Sure.
quality.
Mm.
This is a portrait of Ai Weiwei,
Mhm.
who is an artist in China, living in China then. He has since moved out. He's living in Europe right now, and he's a very prominent artist. And so this was actually an assignment for the Smithsonian Magazine,
Mhm.
and I was commissioned by the magazine to photograph him shortly after his home arrest. So he had a arrest, and he wasn't able to leave. And this was a moment when he was free to take on interviews, and
Mhm.
I went to take a portrait of him. And I remembered my editors at the Smithsonian telling me is that try taking a photo that felt a little bit timeless, because we don't know
Mm.
how long
Okay.
this is going to last. And so I went in, I photographed him on a black backdrop with some lighting, very simple
Mhm.
lighting.
Mhm.
And we were changing sets. I was photographing him in this very solemn mode. When I was trying to change my lens, when Ai Weiwei took out his phone, and I think this is something I've done as an assignment photographer, or even today, is that I always research on my subjects.
Mhm.
I research on the people I'm profiling. I research on the situations that I'm going to be in. I research my clients. Um, and when he took out his phone, I knew what he was going to do. I knew he was going to take a photo of me, because it was his way of recording. And
Mm.
this has been stated in some of the interviews that he has done before, because um, he also felt information on his side is powerful, especially when
Sure.
he captures it from his point of view.
Mm.
And so I actually got my assistant to kind of like hold the lights, hold everything. And then as he raised the camera, his own phone, I took that photo just as he took mine.
Wow.
And that's it. And um, I didn't ask him to pose for this. I didn't ask him to hold it right there. It was just a spontaneous moment. And after the assignment was passed on to the editors, they all felt this was the a powerful image. And I guess the phone also symbolizes a informational transfer, as we really went from the camera to the smartphone to
Mm.
information. And so I think this photo, yeah, feels timeless enough.
Yeah, that's really interesting that it was, kind of a studio setup, but actually the picture that was the most powerful was the one that was the most natural. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's I mean, you cannot plan for everything, right? And
Exactly.
um, and I realized that once you plan 100% for everything, things become a bit boring. And I suppose I like that mountaineering past in me, where
Mm,
you always over prepare, and then when you're on the situation, you react on the ground. You can't determine everything that comes your way. So for me, photographing humans, photographing powerful individuals,
mhm,
um, always keeps me on the edge of my seat, because they are important, and they are history, and they are historical figures. I mean, and and so there's always this tension between my camera and my subjects, and I realize the gravity of it, and I really appreciate that.